What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This video is going about the Dispatch comics and me explaining what the hell's happening in these comics. Now, this first one, by the way, there kind of will be a little bit of spoilers, but it's not really much. This first comic is about how Warboy's life sucks. Absolute garbage, because he has so much water, and that everything he touches is water. Bro can't even use toilet paper properly. Look. This is his dream to use toilet paper. Everything in his house is like covered so he doesn't like touch it in water. Or at least the alarm clock is. I don't know if anything else is. And he has to take care of his old grandma. I'm just kind of depressing. Look, he tries to use the toilet paper but he can't. It's actually so depressing. He helps out his grandma like a good kid. I can't lie. Top 10 respect moments of all time. And look at this. So the cat hates him because he put water on it and he doesn't mean to. He tries to help out where he can. Like, he tanks the water blast because, you know what I mean? He may as well, due to the fact that he gets wet anyways. He helps these ducks get a pond, but they just run away instead, which is actually so depressing. He tries to help out these people. He tries to make sure they don't get, like, covered, but bro still slips because boy's still producing water, which is so depressing. I just feel so sorry for this guy. And then he gets hit by Flambe. Flambe's got hit him with a good old car. Vroom vroom. Boosh! Just hits him with that. And he goes flying. That's where he meets them. Now, the next comic is about, what's it called? Sonar Malevola. Now, the only thing I don't like about this comic, which is actually the only one I don't like, is because you'll see right here in a bit. I'll show you when. I just found us a job, bro. Is literally unemployed. And these two are like good mates, so yeah. You thought you wanted, thought you wanted to cool them doing crimes, and then they're basically talking about how they got this job at the SDN. And the bro's like, I'm absolutely rich because I'm smart as hell. I'm a Harvard graduate and whatnot. And then she's like, we're going immediately. And then they go and they're, oh, what the hell? And so I mean, bro's just doing some absolute crazy stuff, paying for that. She's telling, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is something I don't really like about the comics. Sonar is so tall compared to her, but in reality, it's more like Malevola's actually just way taller. I don't know why on earth, like he's this tall in the comic. I don't know who drew this, but that's like my only problem. It's like he's so tall. Malevola is like so. He's literally like one of the tallest characters in the entire show, and for some reason, both the same height as her, or whatever. And they start talking like, look at the height difference here, is crazy. But then she's just robbing them, I'm pretty sure, or whatever the hell that is. I mean, clearly, bro's all addicted to crack. Rest in peace, Sonar. We need to put away this crack addiction, no joke. That part, and whatnot. And then now the next one's basically just showing them being good friends. The next one is about Sonar and Malevola. No, not Sonar, Malevola, I'm so dumb. About what's his name? Punchop and Coop. And it's basically how they became like romantic interests. Coop is like a seasoned veteran assassin, and she's going to kill Punchop. The Punchop's like, oh, I saw you coming and whatnot. And then she tries to like stab him and it just doesn't work because bro's like, that guy needs the strength of 10 men into like one dude. That's why he's so short. And so they like start flirting when they're fighting and whatnot. It's like, ooh la la. And they start working out. Oh, that apparently is super bad. So thank goodness bro censored that. The next one is about Blonde Brazen Phenomenon Man basically breaking up, and it shows the reason why. And it's actually really like, it goes to show like the difference between heroes and like how they can act. I think it's such a pretty decent comic here. And basically what happens is you see the Sushi Master. This happens right after episode 1. Was episode? I think it's episode 2 actually. And it's basically talking about, like, as you can see, Blonde Blaze is like, oh my goodness, I don't want to take all these pictures. I don't want this popular life. Well, Phenomenon, basically the reason why they break up is because Blonde Blazer doesn't want to have this massive popular life and doesn't always want to be a hero. She wants to be mandy sometimes, like chill out and live like a normal life. But Phenomenon literally only knows superhero-ness. Like, he doesn't care about living a normal life. He wants to help people. That's his entire purpose to society. That's his entire life. And it's actually kind of depressing to actually respect Phenomenon so much for that point of view. Because, like, it actually goes to show, like, some, like, heroes have lives too, they need to be people too. But the public will just scream at them if they do that. And it just, and as you can see from Phenomenon, he's just trying to be a normal. Luz is literally the perfect hero. He's always on the grind. Literally does nothing except hero work, and I seriously respect it. But then, Blonde Blaze, like, I want to talk about us. And then, where do you see us in 5 years? My future is certain. I have vowed to devote my life to protecting the vulnerable people on this planet alongside you. I see. So, yeah. So, but what? Still doing superhero work? This is my desire. Our lives are phenomenal. Phenomenal. And it is my hope we can remain that way until the day we both perish in the midst of intergalactic conflicts with this. Alright, bruh. But yeah, so you can see she isn't really happy that he wants to do that for the rest of his life. I just thought maybe one day we would, I don't know, settle down by a couch, drink a beer, watch some dumb show about a bunch of hot people dating on an island with no food and be normal. See, she wants to be Mandy for a bit. Well, Mandy is lovely. I believe the man who dreams of sushi dreamed. See, I believe the man who dreams of sushi, aka him, dreamed of the blonde blazer sampling his raw delicacies. See, and she's like, what was it? She's like, I don't want to be do this superhero stuff. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. I really want to talk about these two comics here because this is basically a backstory of Chase, OG Mecha Man, a bit of Mecha Man in this one, and Shroud. Now, Shroud is a massive loser, but I'll show you guys why. So this one starts off like a massive hero picnic, basically. This is Chase, by the way. I'm pretty sure this is OG Mecha Man here. So yeah, they're talking about whatever the hell, and what was it? You really want to stop. You really want a stoplight sticking out the side of your head. And basically, they're talking about how Shroud has got like these new powers. By the way, he wasn't called Shroud; he's called Eli, so I should refer him to he's Eli. So yeah, and they're talking about Eli's like kind of cool and whatever the hell. But not on the head. He said he can basically put anywhere. So yeah, they kind of shocked that he puts it on the side of his head. I'm guessing it's better to be on the side of his head so he can get smarter and whatnot. And they're also talking about the vote to let Eli into the Brave Brigade because Eli wants to get into the Brave Brigade because he thinks it's really cool. And I can't lie, he kind of should have been let in, but I don't know if he should have gone crazy. And I think you should let him Brave Brigade members will actually get a boost from the tech, make the call. So as we can see here, Eli is actually really, really smart, and he actually knows how to make tech. I don't know why the hell he decided to resort to villainy or just villain stuff. When, by the way, we'll see later, he makes the Astral Pulse, and then he wants to go find another one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know how long it took him to make the Astral Pulse. I feel like bro should just make another one and just waste all this damn time going after Robert's damn Astral Pulse. Anyway, so yeah, let's continue. So yeah, wait, hey, you got Astral Pulse out of him. What about the rest of us? They're talking about how they're gonna use him for the tech he has. As you can see, bro's kind of a loser fit. I mean, he's not even just a loser, but like he kind of is a loser for what he does later. So I'm just like rinsing him right now. But yeah, he seems pretty chill. We chilling and grilling dogs. I'm grilling, not grilling. And dogs. And it's like, are we talking about the hot dogs or are we the dogs? So yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, you guys, yeah, you're my dogs, Chase. You get it right. Yeah, anyways. And then they start talking about, like, I don't know, just like life in general. And what happens is, he says a joke about his. I'll just read it out. I caught my cousin in a broom closet once, butt naked with his dick in a vacuum. I don't know, I'm censoring dick to be honest. With his dick in a vacuum hose. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told him. That's not how it works. And Chase is laughing about this. It's kind of funny. I can't laugh. I heard that in real life. And since he's drinking, he spits. And he just spits alcohol on this guy's newly prosthetic. I'm pretty sure it's still healing. Says, fuck. And Chase's like, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to do this. And then, Eli gets obviously pissed. I actually kind of understand this. I can see why he got pissed. But Chase didn't mean it. So, yeah. And then, he's got to be nice to him for weeks. Where it says, threat identified. Which is Mecha Man's suit. And then Chase is like, oh, shoot. And then Robert's dad is like, oh shit, and then Chase starts just starts running, blitzing it. Can't lie, it's a bit of a goofy drawing here, but also kind of looks good. I don't know, I think it looks weird. Anyways, he barges in, and then bro's about to be shot, and what was it? Robert barely gets away with just like a little hit on his ear. That's how we got the scar on his ear, which is actually kind of cool. So yeah, that's what happens, and then Robert's dad comes in and helps him up. And then Robert's dad is getting kind of annoyed, and I can see why, to be honest with you, because why is your kid messing around with insanely important work stuff? So he yells at me, get up! And he goes, and that's what he remembers. This guy like locks in and just remembers get up for the rest of his life, and that's what he tells himself to lock in and always get up. So yeah. Now this is the part which I think is like, Shroud, like, is such a... He doesn't say it in the actual what happened. He's like, his favoritism, he's saying his side of the story like really nicely. He's not saying how big of a dickhead he is. So we get to see here. Basically, Shroud confronts Robert's dad. I'm gonna say OG Mecha Man for now. Eli confronts OG Mega Man's dad about canceling the vote, and it's like, why the hell did you do that? And then he's like, okay, calm down, bro. And then because he was like, oh, you're gonna promise me, but he just decided to do it. And then Shroud's like, I challenge you to 1v1 me, and if I win, you make me a member of the Brave Brigade. And he tells him to get in the suit. And then also, and give me back my Astral Pulse. Your Astral Pulse? I made all of it. So clearly, this guy's an actual intellectual being, because he actually knows how to do technology and stuff. I don't know why bro's not using this. Anyways, so what happens is, and now I'm going to unmake it. I don't know what he means by that. Anyways, he uses like power up stuff. Now get in the suit. And then this is actually cold of OG Mecha Man. It's actually like absolute infinite aura-firing moment here. What do I need the suit for? You think I can't take a nerd super glued to his fucking toys just like this? Stop being an idiot and get in the suit. You're not worth the effort to flip on the ignition, get in the fucking suit. Then he proceeds to hit him with the, oh my goodness, absolutely top tier hand-to-hand Batman style combo. Throws the Shroud on. By the way, this is why he calls himself Shroud. You'll see why. He throws the cloth onto his face, proceeds to hit him with an absolute beatdown. Jab, uppercut, weave, cross to the body, and then he says, let's lift the Shroud. This is why bro called himself Shroud, by the way. So you can see this one coming. Lifts it, heavy cross, but then Chase comes in time to stop it. And then later on, what happens is, basically, old OG Mecha Man's like, you know, he wanted a fight, I gave him a fight, and it's like, if I didn't step, he would have fucking killed him. Bullshit. You think the villain's out there gonna pull his punches? Which, to be fair, I don't think he would have killed him if he landed that cross. I think he would have probably stopped there. Anyways, I knew you had it since first day we met, but Eli, I've never been convinced. So basically, he thinks Eli is not that cool. Then if he's like, if Eli comes back tomorrow, I know he's the real deal, and I'll invite him to a Brave Brigade. So it's kind of like hard parenting, basically what's OG Mecha Man doing. He's giving like hard friendship here. So yeah, and then he's like, I'm gonna see if I don't know, if Vitella's got Eli up. I'm guessing another hero. Don't make me the bad guy. I don't do shit. You did that yourself. Then Shroud pulls up with a gun, Robbie. Boom, and then Chase is like, shit, I gotta save him. And as you can see, Chase is basically the same speed as a speeding bullet when he's fully sprinting. Because unfortunately, he doesn't make it to, you know, to Mecha Man, OG Mecha Man. So yeah, then he dies and he starts dying. And then Shroud runs away. So yeah, and he goes away and then he just dies there. And that's basically what happens. And it's a bit depressing, no cap, the death of Mecha Man. So yeah. That's just me explaining the comics. Now, I really need to say that this is like some of the biggest loser shit of all time. Imagine being in your super suit, and the other guy isn't, and the other guy whoops your ass without being in his super suit. I mean, seriously. I mean, this is such a big lesson. I think, honestly, after this, the only way you can recover is by making better technology and improving yourself at this point. I don't know why he decided to come back and fucking put a bullet in his brain. Not brain, his heart, or whatever. He died after the bullet. He put it in his organs, his body. He just put a bullet in him, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, this is such a crazy beatdown. Getting folded like this. I mean, seriously. Like, you've been outclassed immensely here. I mean, look at how much outclassing we're doing here. If you can see in this shot right here, he's overswung and he's overextended. He like slips it, and he's hit across, but he's still overextending. If OG Mecha Man was this good without the suit, holy hell, bro was saving the entire like city by himself. If he's this good outside of the suit, bro could have been a superhero just running around. I'm not even joking. This is some insane speed. Like no joke. Insane speed, insane strength, because it also breaks his like metal stuff. So bro's like got knuckle dusters in his fucking gloves or something. And it's actually so crazy that he calls himself Shroud because it says, let's lift the Shroud. So you see this one coming. Crazy. But yeah, that's just me explaining the comics. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.